Yes, indeed. This is the type of news I like to report on. You know what I mean? This is the type of news right here that I hope all divisions, all fighters, the fights we want to see happen next, and both guys are willing to fight each other immediately. So, junior bantamweight champions Juan Francisco Estrada, El Gallo, and Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez. They look like the long-awaited rematch is going to be happening next. You know what I mean? They want to fight each other next, and they both made it public and clear that that's what they want to do next. Juan Francisco Estrada is 40, has 40 wins, 3 losses, 27 KOs. Chocolatito's 49 wins, 2 losses, and 41 KOs, and they fought in November of 2012 at 108 pounds. Excuse me, when they were both at junior flyweight, you know what I mean? And Chocolatito won a close unanimous decision. You know, I thought it was a close fight, but I thought he won the fight. And then he moved up to flyweight, you know what I'm saying? And Estrada, he remained at at light flyweight, and he became a unified champion, had the WBO and WBA titles. So here's some quotes from Estrada. He says, quote, I've had 3 losses and I've avenged 2 of them. I haven't been able to avenge my loss to Gonzalez yet because we never fought again. But hopefully, this time around, I will win, and that loss will be avenged as well. End quote. So Estrada, he thinks that Juan Gonzalez, he considers him a friend, and he calls him a great champion, and he says he got a lot of respect from the man from Managua, Nicaragua. You know what I mean? And as a matter of fact, Juan Francisco Estrada was supposed to fight Kaya 5 in February rather than Chocolatito versus Kaya 5, but Juan Francisco Estrada pulled out of the fight. It was a unification. He pulled out with the injury, and he said he was actually, and then Chocolatito was given the opportunity to fight Kaya 5, and he beat him. You know what I mean? He knocked him out, I believe, in the 8th round. And Juan Francisco Estrada said he was actually rooting for Chocolatito to beat the man Kaya Five. You know what I mean? Especially because a lot of people had written the man Chocolatito off. I thought Chocolatito was going to win the fight, but I didn't expect him to dominate the fight in that type of fashion. You know what I mean? So both guys respectfully are age 30 and 32, 32 being Chocolatito. You know what I'm saying? And they still on top of the game and still trying to fight the best fighters out there. Chocolatito said, quote, I'm a lion in the ring. We put in the work to win, but after we can be friends and everything will go back to normal. It's going to be a very good fight. Everyone talks about the fight, but all that matters is the day of the fight. It's been 8 years. End quote. Those are quotes from the man Chocolatito. And Juan Francisco Estrada said, "It's been quote. It's been 8 years since the first fight, and I'm very excited for the fight. I believe the people really want to see it as well. I'm a great fighter. It's going to be a great show. It's going to be a better and bigger fight than the bigger weight classes." End quote. So the deal hasn't been done. You know what I mean? As far as completed and still signed and delivered. And that's obviously because of this pandemic that's going on, you know what I mean? But both fighters want to fight each other, and both guys were on interview um, with Jesse Vargas, and a Spanish interview called Peleamundo, you know what I mean? And it was the interview was conducted by Jesse Vargas. I think that's Jesse Vargas' new kind of gig right about now. You know what I mean? Like I said, both guys want to fight. And in terms of politics, there shouldn't be anything really holding this fight back. Both guys are promoted by Matchroom and Eddie Hearn. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? There's no politics that should prevent this fight from happening. You check it. So hopefully we see this fight. I'm looking forward to it. You know what I mean? The winner of the fight will be the WBA, WBC, Unified Lineal and Ring Magazine champion. It don't get no better than that. Who are the other champions at 115? Who holds the WBO title? Um, so Estrada got Estrada got the WBC title, right? Um, so if he has that, what else is out there? The IBF. Holy cow! Is the IBF still held by um, what's his name? German Ancajas? I think so. He's been fighting a whole bunch of nobodies, man. Somebody needs to relieve him of that world title. It's not even like the guys defending his title in what you call it, in the Philippines, where at least he could be fighting nobodies, but still, gain a lot of money and you know building his profile out there in the Philippines. He be fighting over here in the States. Nobody be even paying attention to who he be fighting. He's been quite a disappointment. You know what I'm saying? So he definitely still is the IBF champion. I think the WBO is a Japanese guy. What's his name? Kazuto Ioka. You know what I mean? So I would love is for Kazuto Ioka from Japan to fight Jerwin Ancajas. Y'all could fight in the Philippines or Japan. You pick the space. Kazuto Ioka is to what 25-2. You know what I'm saying? But he beat that guy. What's his name? Um, what's that twin brother from Puerto Rico? With the McRoyo, Arroyo, the Arroyo brothers, McWilliams Arroyo, and I remember he lost to Donny Nietes. You know what I'm saying? In a close fight. Then he beat the guy Aston Paliste, a guy who got a draw with Donny Nietes. He beat him for the vacant title. I don't know why Donny Nietes ain't stick with the title. I don't know why he dropped it. You know what I mean? But that's what I'd love to see for Kazuta Yoka to unify versus German Ancajas. Do that fight in Asia. You know what I'm saying? Nobody knows either of those guys in USA, and that's the truth of the matter. You know what I mean? So with that being said, if them two unify the titles, Juan Francisco Estrada and Chocolatito unify their titles, which would be a massive fight in the States. One of the biggest fights that could be made for the little guys. You know what I mean? You check it, and the Mexicans and the Nicaraguans will definitely show face and come to support their champions. You know what I mean? Then the winner of those two fights can fight each other for undisputed. Why not? Let's make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Kazuta Yoka, I remember, was a champion. I think he's like a four-way champion, if I'm mistaken. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I know he was a strawweight champion, maybe even two-time strawweight champion. He got himself that light flyweight champion title. You know what I'm saying? Um, and he was a WBA champion or a regular champ or something. So I don't count that. So he's a three-way champion. You know what I'm saying? So those are fights that I'd like to see for the super flyweight division. And hopefully they could be made. You know what I mean? Chocolatito versus Estrada will be a great fight, just like the first one was. And we shall see what the future holds. But at least these two champions want to face each other next. Can't say that. I can't say the same for the guys in the heavyweight division. Can't say the same for the guys in the cruiserweight division. Can't say the same for the guys in the light heavyweight division. I can't say the same for the guys in the super middleweight division. Although Caleb Plant said he wants to fight Jose Benavides immediately next. As soon as this COVID-19 stuff is over, he wants him now. Middleweight division, they definitely ain't doing what they're supposed to do over there. The best ain't fighting the best. Junior middleweight division, we only like one fight away from knowing who the best of the best really is, you know what I mean? and that's between a fight versus Jason Rosario. If those two fight, that's three belts on the line. Will it happen soon? Jamel Charlo has petitioned the WBC. Let's make that fight happen next. Or at least he's looking like he wants to fight that guy next. Jason Rosario has been quite quiet. I'm pretty sure Jason Rosario wants to babysit them titles, hold them a little hostage a little bit. But we shall see. B. Marsh Boxley, your thoughts and comments. I'm out of here. Peace.